Up individuals, and today we are, you're not playing, but today I am going to be playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I have already played the Stanley Parable. I've unlocked 18 endings besides the art ending. I'm never doing that. If I did that, I would get a carpal tunnel. Anyway, I just got this game, Stanley Parable. Fucking Christ. On a stick. Oh, great. Fucking fantastic. It's fucking fantastic. Okay. My mouse, the controls weren't working, because they were recording or something, but it is good now. So I already completed the freedom ending and the countdown ending. So, and also I got a better mic right now than this lousy thing that I thought would be really good, but you have to hold it like this, which feels like you're getting electrocuted. So rant over. And so, yeah, I'm just going to be playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. This is all new to me, besides some of the endings like the skip button ending, which I saw on TikTok. But anyway, that is all new to me, and so let's get started. Okay. Okay.
All of his co-workers.
I saw a store called New Content earlier.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
simply missed a memo. The fuck is that?
Oh, new content? What does that mean?
Sounds like a trailer.
Content.
Your mom. Narrator, I don't know if you have a mom, but your mom. Oh fuck! Wait, where are you taking me? Huh. What the I'm turning! That looked weird. Huh.
Hello, and thank you for playing
Who are you?
Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Who are you?
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
I know.
After
I
receiving
played it,
critical
and I was
commercial
3 when it
success,
came out, so
was
obviously I was
expanded upon
late
in
to it.
2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the
And
game
yeah,
for
I know I'm
consoles
2 years
and
late.
home computers.
I'm late to everything.
The
Okay,
Stanley
I'm
Parable
not good
Ultra
at being on
Deluxe
time with
features
playing
exciting
games
new
and making
content that
videos.
broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Who are you? Are you Hand Unit from Five Nights at Freddy's? Is that who you are?
Step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Who is that guy?
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Why do I have the feeling that this is ironic?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or up? Oh,
Also,
there we go.
in
All
the
right,
Stanley
finally,
Parable
at
universe,
long
is
last,
the narrator
it's
like
on to
a
the
god?
new
Is he some
content.
entity?
I've
Is he in
never
Stanley's
been
head?
more ready. Let's
I mean,
do
I
it.
know he isn't in Stanley's head because, like, there's... He controls stuff
I have to say,
outside of
initial
Stanley.
impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe mostly tedious. It's as if them. Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Me? I didn't make this. Oh, this is a mental asylum. Okay, mental.
All right.
The jump
All
circle.
right, let's see it's
I can jump!
jump circle.
Yes! This jumping sucks. Why does the gravity suck ass? The jumping sucks more ass than it did in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It sucks ass more than jumping does in Xenoblade 2. Dude, why is the gravity so high? Oh my god. Well, that was fun. I can finally jump. Could. Let me jump!
Is that it?
No.
Surely that's not all
Dumbass.
content.
Why would they
There
have me
has to be
download that?
something
They could
else,
just
right?
update the game, loser.
Another elevator.
Stupid.
Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
Shut
It's just
up!
elevators and jumping.
You
Is that
are
what
Debbie
causes for
Downer.
exciting new content?
You are being a negative
Content.
Nancy.
And I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
You are being a negative Nancy. You are being a
1,000
Debbie
hours of
Downer.
new
You are reading a
content.
party
And
pooper.
Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever
Okay,
it
it's
is.
like...
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You
That's
see,
hilarious.
this is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other
Oh,
than to
God.
make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, test achievement, please ignore. What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
On Twitter.
Stanley, I built up
That's
too much
fucking hilarious.
anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations.
You're such a Debbie Downer,
If you're
dude.
still with me, why don't we just reset the game?
No!
And we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
No.
No frills, no gimmicks.
No.
Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say?
You're a party pooper. The end is never, the end is never, the end is never, the end is never. What? Oh! Holy cannoli! Narrator guy? Holy guacamole!
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I
Okay.
want to show you something.
Okay, babe. Okay, husband. Yes, I ship Stanley X narrator. How could you tell? It's obvious. They're fruity, obviously. I know he's a disembodied voice, but like...
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past
Whew.
and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away
Oh,
here where
it's
the game's
so laggy.
developers won't find it.
It's so
Just
laggy.
our little
It's
secret.
so good that it's so laggy. How big is this?
I call
Oh.
it the memory zone.
Sam, there's some good
It's
textures.
where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how
Did you create
wonderful
the Stanley
Parable
Parable?
was
Or-
before it was sullied with a cheap re-release?
Did you create the
Remember
Stanley
back
Parable?
in October of 2013, when the game originally launched?
No, I was
Back
3.
then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
I was 3. Okay, in universe, did like the narrator create the Stanley Parable, or like okay, did the narrator like create the Stanley Parable? I know he didn't, but like as him as a character, did he like, or was he just like there for it? And he is aware that this is all a game, but like in universe, who is he? And like, does he have a physical form outside of some disembodied voice that follows people around, mainly Stanley? I'm so confused.
And over
Also,
here
this music
is where
sucks
I keep
ass.
reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote,
I don't care.
"Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was
No.
Persona 3.
What?
It was all of them. And now, it's nothing.
No, it's just the Stanley
It's no games at
Parable,
all. It
Minecraft,
isn't
and
even
Portal.
a Stanley Parable anymore.
And the baby game.
It's just a husk now.
You can
A
still
lifeless
play the
husk
game!
With an hour of new elevator
Okay, this dude
content.
is such a party pooper. This guy is a negative Nancy. Would Nancy like to read this review for us? Fucking hell. Go to hell. The original remake.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
And does he think I'm Stanley
The
because he keeps
Stanley
referring to me as
Parable
Stanley?
is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of the
I don't know how to
loved
fix
video
Snore.
game memories.
Yeah. Stop yapping. Oh, what the hell? Here. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end,
These were
is never
simpler
the end,
times,
is never the
Stanley.
end, is never the end,
But I
is never
wouldn't
the end,
give
is
to go
never the
back
end, is never
to
the
have
end,
it
is never
all
the
over
end, is
again.
never. You have only
Wait.
seen that clip from Skip
Hang
Button
on.
ending.
I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Yo, this is a
What's
fucking
this down
wasteland.
here? Oh no. Oh, God,
You realize I'm
no.
playing the Stanley Parable
it's a
Ultra
collection
Deluxe
of
right
reviews
now,
from Steam,
and
the online video game
I'm
distributor. I haven't looked at these in years.
Also,
I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
narrator. You know that I am currently playing the Stanley Parable, right? I'm currently playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. And you doing all this was not in the original Stanley Parable. And so this counts as new content. This counts as new content, narrator. It is new. And you play a part in it being new.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion.
That's because you're a
The narrator
loser.
is obnoxious and
Ah!
unfunny. with
That's
his
not
humor
true.
and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to
Oh,
make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable.
You did.
But the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical
So,
insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have
with
the
canon,
realistic
in
them.
canon, did the narrator create the Stanley Parable? I know, like, in canon, he created the story. But who is he in canon? Oh my god. Can somebody, like, out of, like, the 2 people that'll see this, tell me in the comments? Ugh. Also, I got this new headset for Christmas. It's good.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this
Loser.
preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. honestly,
Sometimes.
you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually
Depends
quite
on which
shocking for me.
ending.
I always, well, to be honest,
Well, I
have
love you.
always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know
You're a
how much
Tumblr
fluff I
sexy
cut
man,
from the game
dude.
to get it to feel as light and airy as it
Don't think that about yourself. You're literally a Tumblr sexy
It
man.
wasn't. Dear. What an
I mean,
awful
I'm
memory
lesbian
to
and
have to
I
hold
simp
on
for
to.
you.
These black
That's an
marks are my
achievement.
otherwise unimpeachable track
Because of the
record.
voice and the
I
Stanley.
feel like a failure. Like I let these people.
No, you're a Tumblr
Perhaps
sexy
the
man.
Stanley
Everyone
Parable
loves you.
Isn't quite as sterling as I always remember.
Everyone loves you as much that they gave you a literal physical form where you're sexy. Dude, this is fucking sad.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button?
Skip button ending.
Well, yes.
Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
It's the ending I saw
Well,
on
if it
TikTok.
means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Hey, oh. It's the fucking skip button ending.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by
I'm back.
You see, you were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it
Minutes?
was plenty of time for me to
Are you
deliver
good?
a long,
Were you
rambling
lonely?
monologue full of unnecessary verbal
Do you have
flourishes
anybody else,
and
like any other narrators,
ruminations
like the
on
narrator
nature
from
of
Little
choice
Misfortune
video games.
in
Of
there?
course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more
Or are you just
profound
alone
such
in some
ruminations.
empty
Not that,
void?
of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it,
You're just alone
I'd
in some
say it
empty
was perhaps
void?
less of
Do you
a
have anybody?
rumination and more of a treatise.
Damn.
Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice.
Well, yeah.
That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your
Yeah,
good
and?
gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do
Yeah,
all
and?
of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this
My
one.
dad
I
majored
think it
in
has much more of a
philosophy.
treatise vibe to it.
Guess I inherited
But
this
wouldn't you
interest
say
from
that
him.
manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that
Manifesto.
is rich with ambition and
Yes,
history.
it does,
Ambitious history,
indeed.
if you will. Ah. See, now you've got me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victim.
Oh, that's fun.
It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from
That's
disaster
fun.
in countless situations. All right.
I'm gonna
Here we go.
actually try that sometime.
Treatise, manifesto, 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 treatise.
I should probably
manifesto,
press the skip button and
treatise,
things so I can.
manifesto.
It probably goes on forever.
Well, there's Sport. You
Sport!
really did
Oh,
that
Sport,
thing
Dave
earlier
Miller!
on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll
Cookie
edit
9.
the rating of their Steam review.
They won't.
Or at least change some of the wording, perhaps.
Oh,
Okay,
That was an
welcome back,
accident.
Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe
What?
30, 45 minutes.
huh?
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it?
Where are you?
I do suggest that we not...
Are you alone?
I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait.
I think my theory is correct that he's in an empty
door
void
go?
and, like,
Wasn't
follows
there a door that led into this
people.
room? I don't feel
like,
quite certain that there was one here before.
He's being
How
in
else
a
would we have
void that
gotten
follows
into the
people
room in
like
the first
Stanley.
place? I don't think one
And
can
makes
enter
a
a
story
room without
with
a
them.
door of some sort, or a window or something
And
like that.
interacts with-
Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole?
Oh, where'd the
A
fucking door
large
go?
crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is
There's
for us
a
to move
fan,
on and to please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there?
Yeah.
I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall?
Alright.
Is there any possibility that you could say slam
Ha!
your body into the wall until enough damage is
Ha!
done for you to be able to leave?
Huh!
I'll take any.
Huzzah!
I'm asking you to work.
Huzzah!
We need a door.
Huzzah!
We need a door of some kind.
Well,
I can work with any
couldn't
kind of
you
door,
create
as long as it
stuff
can open and
out
lead
of
from
thin
one
air in
room
the
to
last
another.
game? What happened to
I'm going
that?
to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need... Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room.
Oh,
Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked
I'm
every
sorry, bro.
one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long
Can
I'll
you
be
just,
made
like,
to
remove
sit
the skip
here.
button?
And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe. I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who...
is that an actual Steam review? Wait,
really matters.
they must have gotten
Here I am,
bombarded.
fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury.
Wait, you were a child
to
at one
alter and
point?
to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whom? Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Huh?
You're back.
Are you good?
Oh my
Where-
goodness! I have someone to
Why is
talk
it dark?
to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week or 2
Huh?
weeks. I've been sitting here all that time.
He's going insane.
Yeah, not a single person to
He's
speak.
going insane.
And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel
No, 'cause
like
I
what
wasn't
we've
actually
already
there.
been doing? Me just talking?
No.
But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close.
'Cause I wasn't even
because
listening.
I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving.
This is sad.
Vessel I needed.
He's going insane.
Comes not the story. None of that matters anymore.
I feel so bad for
I'll
him.
give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me.
I'm sorry,
Because
bro. I have to
Stanley,
get the
maybe
ending.
If you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe.
Narrator?
Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo
Oh fuck,
the
I'm
past.
manually breathing now.
And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced
God.
my entire life. All of them
You have a life?
collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously.
What I said about the void thing earlier, that's my
I was
headcanon from.
consumed by it. I could do nothing but
Why the hell are my
wallow in
hands
it for
two
what
different
felt
colors?
like an eternity. For what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I
Y'all.
had squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending.
Are you okay? Are you there? Are you okay? Has it been 45 years? This is making me feel bad. What the hell? The fuck? Huh. The clock is falling.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where
Then why
are
were
the
there
jokes?
so many
Where are
jokes?
the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed
There were
their
jokes,
teeth and said,
though.
entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives.
Hello? Are you there? Mr. Narrator? Hello? I'm sorry.
The end is never the end, is never
It's the quote!
never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the
Holy
end,
shit, it's the quote!
never the end, is 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 never the
End is never the end.
end, is never the end.
It's the damn quote!
Is never the end, 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 is never the end,
Is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end,
is never the
the end is never the end, 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 the end is never the end, 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 is never
never the end, is 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 never the end.
I can't believe they actually put that in the game.
End is never the end, is never the end.
Iconic fucking quote. What happens if I keep pushing the button? Oh! The room collapsed. Huh. Can I get out? No. It just looks like security breach ruin. Is he still there? The fly buzzing? Stanley. Oh! Well, that's a nice change of scenery. I feel so bad for the narrator. He's been stuck here for like 1,000 years. All that has grown. Oh! And it's destroyed. It's been like thousands of years now. Is he dead? What the hell was that noise? Button. Button. More. Oh. It's dead. Whoa, this is trippy. You can no longer press the button. Holy shit. Oh my god. This ending is sad. That legit makes me feel bad. Oh my god. It's fucking depressing. All the stuff from earlier. The office building, the everything. The wasteland from earlier. It's a fucking desert. What year is it? God, I wish I could fucking run. Narrator, please come back. I'm still here. I still be alive. Oh, that's the ending. Narrator, you're back. Yes. I missed you, my buddy. Okay. I'm probably gonna do one more ending, then end the video.
Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along.
The end is never the end, 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 is never new content.
Oh good, you noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
You do, huh? Please don't go insane again. I don't want you to die again. That was sad. That was legit depressing. We're gonna go this way this time? Oh, what about that way? Okay, I guess I cannot.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step
fuck.
even
Oh,
further.
wow.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay, nice. the end is never the end.
Yes, you see,
Again.
isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think
Holy
of the new
shit!
territory will
It is Phone Guy from Five Nights at
entirely new experience, built
Freddy's!
from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many
This
different
looks like a
directions.
YouTuber room.
This
looks
is
like
what fans have
this looks
truly
like-
been asking for.
This looks like VidCon. Because of the like red and yellow, yellow, red and white. I've actually never been to
Stanley
VidCon, but
Parable
it's
2
YouTube colors to
is
me.
just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2. Now
Oh my
that's
god,
an
it's Steve from
artistic right
from
there.
Battle for Dream
It
Island.
screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what
This way
exactly
to
the
the
Stanley
hill
Parable
bar.
2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I
Ooh,
figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts,
This is
that surely the game will sort
legit
of naturally
cool.
spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game
Although if I was here, my
development is
feet would
much
hurt
more
so
of a
bad.
fuzzy magic. Then here we are.
whoa,
Try out some of the new features.
whoa. Is that Stanley? The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Okay. No screenshots, eh? Gotcha, bitch. I want to hear it
For
say
the
my name.
Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people.
They would never pronounce my
So
name.
with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this
gonna be
button
so bad.
which speaks
What's it
the
gonna
name
do?
of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Let's hear it.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
What
But
if
of course, in the
his
final
name
game,
actually?
this button
What if the
will
player's
say
name
your
actually
name,
is Jim,
whatever
though?
name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full
Alright.
experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
I'm
Okay,
Jim.
here we
This
go.
is-
Let's
this
take a
is
deep
Jim.
breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and
This
simply
is Jim.
become a person named Jim.
I'm Jim,
I
bitch.
want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim.
I'm Jim.
Seizing all of the world's possibilities
Jim
as Jim,
now.
and as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into
This
dust.
isn't a rhinestone. This
Do
is
you feel it deeply?
Gemstone.
Are you really truly
Gem
Jim right
stone,
now?
eh?
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Damn, but yep, I'm Jim. That's Holy shit! It said my name.
Yes, you see.
Wow!
What a thrill! What a rush! That was
Oh
you.
my god! It said my
Button
name.
described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Whew.
Jim.
It's me.
It's even harder
It's me,
the
bro.
second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the gym button. I'm too emotionally drained
Okay.
from all of this personal
Okay, bruh.
validation.
Okay, bruh. Ah. Oh. I'm Jim. Okay, I'm Marin again. I'm back. With the Jim was up to no good, wasn't he? Fucking again, I hate that guy.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2.
No,
That
please,
would
I wanna
actually
play.
save me the work of finishing this feature.
How would you know if their name is Jim? Is that Stanley? Ugh. Jump circle and infinite hole. What's the infinite hole? Read about that on the wiki.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley
The jump
Parable 2 as well.
circle!
It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
Maybe?
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Okay. Should have improved the jumping. Because that jumping shocked Ash. Huh? can't believe it's that simple. That's what Stanley looks like. It just works. Get it here. Get yours right now.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident?
Yep.
Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken.
Okay.
I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Oh, shoot.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Infinite hole. Some bitch was talking shit about me.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
It's Gravity Falls!
Wonderful. One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
No.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole.
What?
Is it a very, very deep hole?
Huh?
To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity.
Oh, no.
From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well...
Okay, thank God I
you.
didn't die.
You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever.
It is!
Look,
Oh my God.
I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated
What is
by
that?
falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Oh, for heaven... You see? I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much.
I do.
A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right
I
there. It
do.
goes on forever till the end of time.
So is your
It's good
mom's.
to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime.
Fucking bitch was talking shit about me.
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite.
Yeah, your feature sucks.
And I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is.
Oh.
Shame of my... How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this...
I am.
I
Your
just
mom's
can't
hole.
see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Hold on, it might be shorter this.
Is
Oh,
the,
fuck.
teleport
Oh
button
no.
not working?
Make a ramp. Make a ramp, please.
Sure.
Narrator, make a ramp.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley.
Like what? You're in the
I hope
void.
you in the hole.
Like what?
Full rest of it.
Where are you going? You're in like the void. Fucking dick. What's that noise? Haha, narrator, you missed out! Ha! Ha ha! Ha ha ha! Ha. You missed out. Holy fuck, this music is awesome. I heard there's a thing called a bucket in this game, and you get to put like stickers on it and stuff, and the narrator catches his feelings. Holy shit. That's what Stanley looks like. He looks so goofy. This is perfect. This. This was simply perfect. I could never ask for anything better.
Stanley? 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 Oh, good, you're
What?
awake. It seems you had sort of
No!
dozed off there,
I was awesome!
drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating.
How
that I
short
want
is
to
Stanley
be
that he
wide
can't
awake
crawl
for
out
every
of the
second.
fucking hole? And why are there
Wouldn't
a bunch of
miss
cigarettes?
single moment.
Oh, look at the
So
guy.
how about if
Who's
I just
smoking
pop
in
from
this
time to
office?
time and wake
It's
you up
work!
to keep you really truly focused on the hole.
No,
From the
you're
looks of
boring.
things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole. And I'm
That's
looking
what I said
forward
to your
all
mom
of
last
them.
night.
Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle pip.
Toodle pip? Huh? Jesus Christ, these endings are longer than they were in the last game, and they were in the Stanley Parable.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
I am not gonna do the infinite hole. Collectibles. Yum. Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? Ooh.
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines.
Oh,
and
no,
what's
it's free to
truly
win.
innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
That's fine with me. They look so odd. Why do they look like that? Oh, there's a wall now.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Exits.
Oh, goodness, Stanley, this
Hey.
is fairly awkward.
Hey.
I hate to do this, but before you leave, you really should go to the
It's the
bucket.
thing!
You see, there's a
They told me
surprise
about.
that is going to spring on you later, and it involves the bucket. And I really do hate to break the illusion, but it's important that you go see
Okay,
the bucket.
I don't know where the
okay?
bucket is.
All right, I'll get out of your hair now.
B2. B2. I know where that is, definitely. Yes, okay, here is the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket,
It's the thing I saw
sense of
online.
calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long
Give
for
me
the
thy
gentle
bucket.
embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your
Give
arms.
me thy
And to
bucket.
be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable.
Can you imagine what a pain in the ass?
He swore.
The bucket is the perfect solution. Come on.
Pain in the arse. In the arse. Hello?
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair,
Why'd you just laugh at
must
me?
already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
I mean, I'm
The benefits
down.
of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
Damn,
All
narrator.
this and more
I'm down.
awaits you in the Stanley Parable.
And I'm pretty sure Stanley's down too. I love this. This is amazing.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Honestly, I love this. I love this bucket. It's the thing I saw online. I've been anticipating to get the bucket forever. Is that Sheldon Cooper? Who is that? Is that the narrator? Is that the narrator? Or is that Stanley? Or is that Sheldon Cooper? Huh? No screenshots. Okay, I'll do whatever the hell I please.
So, Stanley, what do you think?
I love
do you
them.
like all of the new features?
I love them.
Yes, I know it's
I don't
not
like
exactly
them.
clear yet
I don't like
how
them.
exactly these
I
features will
love
come
them.
together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is.
Indeed I am.
I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
I'm like a kid on Christmas. Oh.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's
That's just
sort
a
of-
model, I
Okay,
mean.
never mind.
There was a
Hold on.
whole
Let me
museum
do a
earlier. I
different
mean,
arrangement. Okay, yes, this
how
is
could you just
much
present a
better.
model
I
like
feel
that?
good about this.
I mean, there
Here
was
we
a
go.
whole museum earlier. Why not present that? Whoa.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that
Show
says
us.
with bold and
Show us. Come on.
uncompromising conviction, this is the Stanley
Come on.
Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
You fucking bitch. Oh my god. Wow. Holy What if I do it? What if I do it and lose all the progress? I'm not gonna do that though, it's too risky. Where's it go? Oh. The end is never the end, 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 is
This is the story
story
of
of a man named Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple.
He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day
of every month of every year.
And although others might have considered it soul-spending, Stanley
He relished every moment that the orders came in,
as though he had been made
exactly for the job.
And Stanley was happy.
Happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Where is thy bucket?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley picked up the bucket.
Okay, no, I said that last one would be the last one, but like, come on. I have to do one with the bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
No.
You can feel that, can't you? The aura
It's
of
never gonna
jealousy
take my
is
bucket.
As clear as day, this broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
It doesn't.
I can really feel it now.
I need the bucket.
It belongs in a broom closet.
No.
That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other
That
cleaning supplies.
evil
Good
bitch.
for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right
Let me
now,
out.
but you have to be strong. This
Narrator, let me out.
This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your
I'm gonna
relationship
beat this
is
bitch's
purely
ass.
superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning.
Now, why would you
Expand on the
imply
wide
that
variety
I
of
am not friends with the broom
experiences you and
closet?
the bucket have shared together.
The bucket. I'm
Go
not
for
a
each of them
fake-ass
point
friend.
by point.
You are a
Share your
horrible
journal
person
entries
for
detailing the rich
you are a
emotional
horrible
landscape of your
closet
feelings
for
the
not
bucket, as they have changed
accepting
and
me
evolved over the years.
or friendship.
They didn't have it.
You may think that it is untraditional for a bucket to not be in the broom closet, but I think otherwise.
Okay, I got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There.
Property of
Now it's
Stanley.
settled. No more
Yay.
debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their
Traditional
relationship
fuck.
to broom closets in the
Traditional
natural order
schmuck.
of things.
Ow!
To a staircase,
Didn't you
Stanley and the
get
bucket
broom
walked
closet
upstairs to the
ending?
boss's
The
office.
broom closet ending was my favorite. Okay, but the executive bathroom. Because the boss knows what the boss says goes. If the boss's stuff losses, then that's what the boss chose. Because the boss knows what the boss says goes, and if the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I want to cosplay as Stanley. Everyone cosplays as the narrator, but narrator has no true canon form. You just have to be a voice. But like, but cosplaying as Stanley would be easy. Just like, hello, my name is Stanley.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket...
The bucket is holy!
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Thy bucket is holy.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs?
Mini-stands?
Or what about Stanlerines? Yes,
Ew.
I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your
I don't like that. Still goes nowhere. Okay, and I already did the freedom ending normally in Ultra Deluxe, but not with the bucket. No, with the bucket. Haven't done that with the bucket.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him,
I want to cosplay Stanley.
him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he
get a white
would
button-down shirt,
The bucket is here for you,
some
Stanley.
jeans,
Everything will be fine.
and some like work jeans, some normal ass work shoes,
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the
some
large
brown,
door that
like a
read,
brown wig,
Mind
basic ass
Control
brown wig,
Facility.
and then a name tag that says "Hello, my name is Stanley." Then a tag that says 427, and then a bucket that has all the stickers on it.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley
I would go
and
as
the
that
bucket
for
both
Comic-Con, but
wondered
I'm
to
going
themselves.
as Marionette or Percy from Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
No, I
Everyone
would
in
never.
the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst
Oh,
into tears.
bucket, don't do
as
that.
Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Hold on, let me see. Employee 427, come on, come back on, come back. Ah, that is Stanley's office. Oh, I right
Was
clicked.
the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
If it had been, I'm gonna beat my boss's ass.
Want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He
What if
couldn't
I do the
accept it.
confusion
His
ending?
own life in someone
We
else's
have
control.
me,
Never.
we have me,
He squeezed
Stanley,
the bucket tighter.
me,
His
Stanley,
one
the
friend in
narrator,
the entire world.
the
At
adventure
this
line,
point,
and now
he
the
could trust
bucket.
no one except for the bucket.
My hand is soft
But
and
here
small.
was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Or bucket life.
For he and the bucket
The
would
bucket!
dismantle the controls for good.
Thy
Two
bucket!
best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
What was the comment? Tell me what the comment was. Can't just leave me hanging like Sayori.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on earth.
What?
Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
Okay.
True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to...
What? What? Hey, let me out!
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped?
Hey.
Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room.
Narrator.
Ringing in uncertainty.
Narrator, what's going on?
Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
Okay, why don't I just throw it over?
Facility of
Throw it over!
recognized
Throw it over!
presence
No!
Needed the soothing warmth of the bucket.
I will never leave my bucket!
No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I?
We're gonna shit in the bucket.
Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Wow. Alrighty then. Anyway guys, I think that is going to do it for today's video. I'll probably upload another episode around maybe like tomorrow. Tomorrow being like 2 days after I upload this, because I'm probably gonna upload this the day after I'm filming it. So that was my first run of the Stanley Parable Ultimate Deluxe. I really enjoyed it. That was hilarious, and I love the bucket very much. I'm in a committed relationship with the bucket. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. I don't post stuff that often. I have ADHD, I get forgetful, I procrastinate on everything. I mean, I have a video in Filmora right now, and it's not even uploaded. I still have to purchase Filmora. But regardless, if you liked this video, subscribe, like this video, and yeah, see ya.